President Trump is the most fact-challenged politician that the fact-checker has ever encountered. He earned 59 Four-Pinocchio ratings during his campaign as president. Since then, he's earned 16 more Four-Pinocchio ratings. But those numbers obscure the fact that the pace and volume of the president's misstatements means that we cannot possibly keep up. The president's speeches and interviews are so chock full of false and misleading claims that the fact-checker often must resort to roundups that offer a brief summary of the facts that the president has gotten wrong. As part of our coverage of the president's first 100 days, the fact-checker team, along with Leslie Shapiro and Kaeti Hinck of the Post Graphics Department, produced an interactive graphic that displayed a running list of every false or misleading statement made by the president. We've also catalogued the president's many flip-flops, since those earn upside-down Pinocchios if a politician shifts position on an issue without acknowledging he or she did so. So here are the numbers for the president's first 100 days. 488. The number of false or misleading claims made by the president. That's an average of 4.9 claims a day. 10. Number of days without a single false claim. On 6 of those days, the president golfed at a Trump property. 4. Number of days with 20 or more false claims. February 16, February 28, March 20 and April 21. He made 19 false claims on April 29, his 100th day, though we did not include his interview with Face the Nation, since that aired April 30. While the president is known to make outrageous claims on Twitter, and that was certainly a major source of his falsehoods, he made most of his false statements in unscripted remarks before reporters. Interviews were another major source of false claims. That's because the president would rely on talking points or assertions that he had made in the past and continued to make, even though they had been fact-checked as wrong. This makes Trump somewhat unique among politicians. Many will drop a false claim after it has been deemed false. But Trump just repeats the same claim over and over. In particular, the president repeatedly took credit for events or business decisions that happened before he took the oath of office or had even been elected. He gave himself credit for the January jobs report, 216,000 jobs, even though the data was collected the week of January 12, before he became president. In other words, the gain in jobs took place from December 12 to January 12. But the nonpartisan Congressional Research Service in 2017 concluded the net overall effect of NAFTA on the U.S. economy appears to have been relatively modest, primarily because trade with Canada and Mexico accounts for a small percentage of U.S. GDP. Meanwhile, manufacturing jobs in the United States have been adversely affected by many factors, especially changing consumer tastes and technology. Drawing a connection between China's entry in the WTO and factory losses is a stretch, especially because the Great Recession played a big role in factory closings. Judging from Trump's repeated false claims, one would think that he is not a regular reader. But on March 21, Trump remarked that the news media was too judgmental about his statements. If it's off by 0.01%, it's like I end up getting Pinocchios, he said. That's a start. Hope springs eternal.